Hey, welcome to another episode of Open Minded Conversations. Again, appreciate y'all for tuning in. And so I may get backlash on this one. Because a lot of people that's really driven, they may not like what I say on this particular episode of Open Minded Conversations. First of all, I think about somebody like Shaquille O'Neal, one of the greatest basketball players, centers who ever, centers in the basketball league that ever lived. I feel, from Orlando Magic to the Lakers and so on. He's been a force to be reckoned with in the basketball league, but he still had those things, those aspirations besides playing basketball. He became a sheriff. People don't know that he went to school. He went back to college. I believe he got a PhD. I believe. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. But he got a PhD as well. And so, it's always good to have a plan B. I'm not against plan B, because I'm in the educational system now, school system now, and my thoughts of plan B have sort of changed. It's a lot of students that I deal with. I wouldn't say deal with, but I encounter day after day, and they want to be football players, they want to be basketball players, they want to do this and do that. But what if those things don't happen after high school? What if you're a football player, you're a good player, but an injury happens? What do you do then? You can't fall back on football because you have an injury, and they may not pick you. The scouts may not pick you, to be in the league. What you going to do then? And so you have to have a plan B. But I would say, always prioritize your plan A, because that's what you really want to do. Prioritize your plan A, but always have a backup plan. Say you have, an emergency in your state. Y'all might have a hurricane. Y'all might have a bad storm that comes. You don't wait until the storm comes to get your canned foods, get your flashlights, your whatever you have to be prepared for that weather. You don't wait until that storm comes. You prepare before it comes. And so when it comes, you have your food, you have everything you need to survive that moment. And so I'll say the same thing with your dreams. Prepare for your dreams, prepare for that, but also prepare if the unexpected happens, where you can't achieve those things. What's your plan B? What's your plan B? And I think that's very important. Especially from a young age, that you think about those things and consider those things in the back of your mind, because you can go to a school today, and almost majority of the boys, especially the boys, they say they want to be a football player. You say, well, what if that doesn't happen? What if you doesn't get drafted? I don't think that's a bad thing to tell them. I don't think it's a bad thing to tell them. You can say to that student, you can say, I believe that can happen for you, but what if an injury comes? What if this and that comes? What are you going to do then? What are you going to do? And so I'm like I said, since being in the educational system, working with students, that's the first thing they jump to. And so always have a plan B. and just in life, period. What if this doesn't happen? You can go to this. And so that's why I hate when people say, "Oh, you're doing too much." I see YouTube as very lucrative as well. Not saying that we're just doing it for money, but I feel this is a very good thing for people to express who they are and get monetized for what they love to do. There's nothing wrong with that. And so this can be a plan B. Like I said, I do music, but this may be a plan B in order for to make plan A happen. Sometimes the plan B can be a open door for plan A to happen. You may you may want to be in the NFL, but you can take up a medical field, something in the medical field, a sports doctor. It's a lot of those jobs. A sports physician. People helping out athletes. And you still can be a part of the NFL. You can still be a part of the NBA and things of that nature. And so always consider those things. You can't always. Sometimes you can't be the main player, but you can be a part of the team. And that's you're a very vital part of the team as well, through going that route. And so always think of alternative opportunities that may lead to that plan A that you had. But like I said, always prioritize that plan A. But that plan B sometimes the plan B can be better and you enjoy it. And sometimes the plan B may become more of a priority than plan A. When I started YouTube about 6 years ago, I didn't think that I would enjoy it as much as I do now. This is my second YouTube channel. My other YouTube channel, Music Tips and Reviews with JG, is doing well. It's doing well, and this is a plan B from that channel as well. And so always think of ways to progress yourself, to motivate yourself, and be the best person you can be in life. And so it's nothing wrong with a plan B. If somebody tell you that, don't listen to them. You can have a plan B as well, but prioritize that plan A, but always have that plan B. And so again, appreciate y'all for watching, and until next time, all right, peace.